Good day. How's everybody doing this afternoon? I hope everybody survived the blood moon last night. It was some powerful energies. I was up right at 4 in the morning and just stayed up. I find it's really good for us to, instead of fight the the energies of the moon, and we can end up being kind of irritable or emotional around the full moons. We can be more uh, intentional about uh, what we're doing on the full moons. And that's what I've been starting to do. And same kind of thing is when I'm waking up at like 3 in the morning, I just get up instead of trying to go back to sleep, because to me there's a message that needs to be received there, and that's the time where there's a reason you got to get up. I want to say I will be putting up all these videos up on Rumble, because I don't have a 100 subscribers on Rumble. I can't do Rumble live, so I'm gonna be just recording the Rumble video over here on this screen here, and so if I'm not looking at the screen, that's because I'm going live on YouTube. Sorry, Rumble. So I wanted to talk about the hijab, or the veil. You know what Mother Mary and what in the Islamic faith they use this veil when people go to church, and a lot of those places they have to wear them everywhere. Before I get into this topic, I'm just going to play a little bit of sound bowl. I think this is quite a intense topic, and I don't want to. I wanted to do it live because I'm sure I'm going to stumble, and I really want to show how I come to my truths. When I say things wrong, I just want it to be really raw, because I am kind of talking about this for the first time ish. So it's going to be a bit raw, and that's what I want. So because it's raw, I'm assuming I'm going to be using some words that were a little rougher than they could be. So I'm asking for everybody's patience for that. And I'll just play a little sound bowl, get us relaxed, and maybe help channel the right words. Got Ruby back here licking away. Hi, Ruby. Say hi. Good girl. And so I want to state right off the bat that the stuff that's going on in Iran and the death of Masa Amini is absolutely a tragedy, and we have to look at what happens when we try to enforce beliefs upon people. And I want to say right off the bat, that when you make these kind of things laws, you're going to have people push against it. And if people choose the veil for their beliefs, that's because they choose it. God wants everybody to have free will, and he wants people to find virtue for themselves with that free will. And so that's why, before I state any of what I'm saying, that right off the bat is not okay. We shouldn't have laws that dictate how we should live our lives, if, in a sense. And what I mean by, like, yes, there's laws that we need to have to keep from people from hurting each other and things like that. However, laws like this are ridiculous, and eventually they have to be taken away. If they were really doing this for righteous reasons, and they were doing it because of their religion and God, they would know right away they're breaking their own rules, because God wants everyone to come to the virtue themselves. Well, so I've already said now that I believe that the veil can be a virtue. Well, the idea of Mother Mary is that she is the perfected version of Eve. She's the pure and the clean womb that produced the most powerful child. And she was so pure that God chose her. And I have a friend that he's a Christian, and he believes in a lot of the stuff that may not be logical to the materialistic person, um, in the Bible, but he doesn't believe in the virgin birth, and it's because he thinks that it's better that we believe that we can be push to become Jesus. So Jesus isn't the son of God, but instead he's just human that's been, like, adopted by God. And I understand that philosophy, and why I'd rather empower people to be the best they can, in that way. But when you take that virgin birth away, you're taking away that part of that purity, that idea, that hero's journey for the woman. You know, if a woman possesses beauty, and she knows that she can take the world with that beauty, she uses that beauty in a hedonistic way. She can gain the entire world but lose her soul. So a woman that chooses to wear a veil is choosing not to try and possess a man. And in the Islamic religion, they call it yin possession. And it's when a woman possesses a man and the man possesses a woman. The woman possesses him with her beauty and all of those chemicals that releases in his body when she's around him. And she loves the fact that she's a goddess, and so she can be a goddess to somebody. And this is like the yin possession, and this is why people in the Muslim religion, they hide women away, because that's the temptation. And obviously that's not the healthy way to go, because we should be able to control ourselves. However, if women are living for their uh, trying to get attention with their beauty, like putting all this makeup on and doing all these things and wearing all this stuff that even is not even rational and also makes them uncomfortable, then they're going to, uh, in a way, like that. This is something that we shouldn't encourage. So if we want to become the higher men out there, then women to in we shouldn't encourage women that dress that way. And how do I vote? Well, when I see these women, and I see them because I have an animal that's like, whoa, wow, that's attractive, right? And my animal goes right to it. But then I don't want to give her the attention that she's seeking, because that's the dopamine hit that keeps her doing that. I instead want to go and encourage the women that are dressing because how they want to dress, not for outcome. And ones that dress and for just like rationally, and they can look beautiful and like beautiful flowers without looking without like being overly without being I've got to be careful. These are the spots where you don't want to use the wrong words, but you can start to look like a woman that you don't want to look like. Because if a woman is going to dress up that way and she's going to end up with a man that is looking for a body and a sexual appeal, not for somebody that is going to um, is going to love her for who she is. So if we want to be as men want to be encourage and help encourage women to be less provocative with their dressing, there's the word I was looking for, then vote with your attention. The reason women dress that way is because they get off on people looking at them, hitting on them, whatever. Don't give them that attention. Be that higher virtue. And to be honest, if you want to have a woman that is going to stay with you, and if you want a true woman that you could have children with and trust, and that's a godly man, that's what he's looking for. You have to know that women, as soon as they have quite a few men, like have sex with quite a few men, their ability to stay in a relationship goes down a lot because they get Gandhi. Stop. I'm gonna let Gandhi in. Hold on a second. Brat. You're a brat. Come on. Come on up here. So I want a woman that hasn't been around. You know what I mean? And I understand that I've been around, so I guess in a way I'm a bit of a hypocrite in that way. However, men psychologically have been made to go around and not get attached. Yet women, they really get attached with who they're having sex with, and it's evolutionary. If they have a child, they're stuck with it 9 months. The man can be there for 2 minutes and disappear into the world and never come back, and that's why men can have more of a. I'm not encouraging it. I think as men we should try to be virtuous and try to be pure ourselves. However, I realize that um, if we want to have longer lasting relationships, then we should probably, look for women that aren't dressing all provocative and likely have higher body counts. And you can tell the women that have been trying to live the virtuous path and trying to live for for purity and not and trying to live um use to live and have their beauty use sorry, and instead know that they're if beautiful women, if they keep themselves uh dressing casually, then they're not using that sex to gain the world. And that to me is a virtuous woman, somebody that knows they could get everything with their beauty but instead wears the veil. And I'm not saying actually wears the veil, but this is what the veil symbolizes. Is like is the woman is the moon and the man is the sun and the moon is hidden, right? And it's in the darkness, it's the chaos, right? And so that's what so we should they should be having this wearing a veil or not, just dressing not to provoke the demons to come out in men, and it's the demons in a woman too. Even the really powerful men like Samson, Delilah got in there and he told him he told her about his powers, and she cut his hair off, and that was his demise, right? And so this is why I'm not for the hijab, and I'm definitely think it's terrible that we should not force anything like that upon people with laws. And it's terrible what happened to Massa, you know. However, I would I would way rather see people wearing just like a nice, beautiful veil, something that just keeps that it represents that. Like, I'd love to see women start to do that again, but because they want to do it, you know, not because it's forced upon them, because they want to keep away the yin possession, right? Not because um, the government wants them to be this way. And this is where, like, when the church and state come together in these far, like, crazy ways, like happens in the Middle East, it's terrible. We have to come to these virtues with our free will, you know. And if a woman comes to that virtue herself instead of forced into it, she's really understanding and really wanting to be that virtue, and then it really is true virtue. Yeah, I hope that was a fair way of talking about the veil. I uh I think that when I look at the world, like this locked down Middle East that has kept out the Western civilization, the Western evil that has done unbelievable tragedies to the world. And I see what they do to keep out Western civilization. And I see the evils that they do there. And I see that there's two sides here, two very evil sides. But maybe there's a middle ground, you know? Well, there definitely in our community, a lot of people like to pathologize religion and the Bible altogether, let alone people starting to wear veils again, you know? So that's how far over to that Marxist communist kind of pathologizing the um, anything religious or spiritual, because those are the people that will stand. Those are the main themes around Christianity. Is Christ is the person that stands to his death for that freedom, and that to free people from their mental enslavement and from their sin. You know, that's why they need to kill these things. And I wish everybody the best on all sides of things right now, because all of us just want the best for each other. We just some of us are misled. We're all probably misled in a little bit, but some of us are misled a lot. And for those people, we'll pray for them, and we can forgive them. They know not what they do. Much love, and God bless.